since I already reviewed this comic studio about the unofficial Countryballs comic studio, I have definitely ruined these flags like Guatemala, Ohio, and there is more like anything around here like Italy, Puerto Rico, and Norway. Even though I absolutely ruined these flags with symbols and it was completely terrible or some kind of shocking things what is going on that I just letting in for their minds as well. Even though that I was completely dumb ways to do so for making videos that using an harmonica around here onto the bottom left or right, even though that I just already saying this as well because I have too much to say around here in the previous videos. So, right there, that I wouldn't able to be added any of these country balls ever again. So this time, we're gonna be checking out of the country balls and other studio users. Right there, unlike everybody else for these guys as well, it could be for all of these some kind of the guys from all other usernames, but I cannot believe that must be for all of the characters, and characters means usernames. Because I definitely seeing this that you remember one of the symbols as well, or some kind of the icon of the internet. So, however, that the internet is about to disappear, and that could be finally end of sign to Comic Studio. By early 2028, Comic Studio is finally taken down for the future of the internet. So, even though we have last 5 years on the internet, until everything will change to end of privacy. So listen everyone, you have last 5 years of privacy to do with anything you want, and having for some of the kinds of like these guys or making guys like these as well. So one of the most banned people around here is Germany, and which means for even other kinds of guys, and Japanese as this thing, whatever what it is. We already said around here for some guys as well. So I'm not pretty sure, unlike the countries mans around here for these things. So there must be contains for some real names or some kind of usernames like this, unlike Roblox, unlike anything around here for it to do for some kind of other people. We do not choose anything around here for the people, and I'm not going to be reviewing for all of these usernames. Let's just get around of all of the stuff around here for these. So first off, I have turned on the show on spoilers, and absolutely contains a lot of spoilers to do this. But there's nothing that we could see around here for these things. And more of them that could be for also containing spoilers like these. And the most recent enemy of one of their sides. I'm not choosing for enemies, but I was addictive to be patriotic so much. So, we're not actually going to say for this too much. There are the assets of anything around here for this one. There contains a lot of things that they eat, and that must be for some sort of waters or other types of drinks. There's animals, or completely like every sharks, like these things, and some other kinds of stuffs. Could be items that features a police car also. There must be a fire effects, and then weapons, vehicles, and World War II stuff. Even more banned weapons, and even more themselves. And that includes like the hands, their hats, like any other kinds of hat sits, or like any for these things. But there must be more like the fingers, fences, and buildings, as always, there must be for glitch effects. And there's troll faces, and that features Cookie Run gnomes, or sugar gnomes from Cookie Run games. And some other kinds of foods was the cereals, and some kind of anything around here, Kanakanosworth. And even though there are more tools around here for this one, there must be cuddly. And there were other kinds of effects around here for these things that can turn into an eye patch. These probably birds, water, and that contains around here for boat stuff, Among Us stuff as well, and some other stuff like BFDI stuff is more. There's nature stuff like trees and bushes, old science stuff, and some consoles, not computers. And there must be other kinds of plushies that always featured. They're already featured around here. Their eye patches are not gonna be everywhere around here. There are books. This is pretty good around here that I just totally saying. But unfortunately, some of one of these books was from Vietnam. Evil Ketchup Challenge items. Oh, this is not a little bit good. Rockets and missiles. Oh, geez, this is definitely ridiculous. Another kind is Theo stuff, which could be this, or some kind of, there must be blocks. Unattained blocks, like the commander blocks, or anything itself to do this. This is where the commander blocks are used to for anything it goes, except for Witherstorm. And there is more birds or some kind of ducks, like anything is as well, that features Oreos, bank notes, even though there is more like clothings, metal pipes, Germany dash or geometry dash icons, character phones like America and iPhone 15 or some kind of iPhone 16 or something like else. And this includes supercars and tanks. This is totally a little bit crazy. There is featured a tank and Chinese supercars along with itself, but other kinds of cars around here. I don't really think there is a Chinese car or whatever what it is, because I probably don't like Chinese cars, whatever, that President Trump has just absolutely did the tariffs, and I have already seen like anything one thing that those reasons that were before. I may not actually going to be saying this a lot of times that I just totally saying for that thing. Now let's go into the effects selections around here for this one. There must be for the firing effects. There must be absolutely one of these and many more. And pretty for stuff around here for these things. And there's probably backgrounds around like base, a cave or an igloo over here. There's a deserts or landscapes and stuff. Real life, probably. Oh no, this isn't going to be a little bit good. Alright, the city it is that we already saw around here that I definitely look at around. I'm not sure that must be China over here. There also featured back rooms, even though as much, and probably like any more of like anything, a lot of stuff. So there is more around here for this real life things that somebody who captured around here, but I'm not very sure. This place was completely homeless, that field with wires or some kind of cord. I'm not sure. That was filled with power outlines. You could see for the power cord cables around here. Lots of cables almost everywhere around here for something else. So, there are the maps around here. This is the global map around here for this one, and multiple more around of any other kinds of like these. And some other kinds of users. There's tech, like anything around here, especially for the vehicles. And there is more like Battle for Dream Island stuff, Bahaj, and they're also featured Minecraft images, but not almost everywhere where it goes. So I don't really think this is the largest map around here that we didn't eventually see one of these things. Everything is too far, unlike the single biome. Now, some biomes are not going to be everywhere around here for this one. And there are so many Minecraft backgrounds everywhere. I have totally seen this pretty much. Some towns, villages, and everything it goes. I've already remembered that I just totally reviewed Minecraft Comic Studio since 2 years ago. And by the way, yes, that also features deserts, or the same amount of things that I just totally looked up for this. There's more sprites, and probably like another kinds of things as well. So there's more as glitch stuff, Among Us map for pretty possible like these. Now there's more Among Us maps around here for this one. The countryside graveyards are included, including one of these flags or custom flags of these, and then other kinds of things and stuffs like for anything around here to do this. There's probably like crazy things, bizarrely things, or whatever it's going to be. There's inside of the houses in real life. I'm not sure if there must be for some kind of a real life school. I didn't live anything around here for this one. Vietnam schools, abandoned stuff as well. There's the newsrooms, and probably a little bit even more around here, since they absolutely being attended around here for the villager news, but even more one of some sort of like anything as well. There's a courtroom from Ace Attorney, and that must be for some kind of shorelines, oceans and stuff, and probably like even more unlike South Asians, like even though for stuff. There must be windmills on the shorelines. There's GB and stuff, or some kind of the old-fashioned Great Britain, who was absolutely being captured from war. And there is more from space, other fictional places like Clash Royale, and that includes CBW, or some kind of Roblox stuff. I'm probably sure it must be Roblox, and anything where it goes. Finally, it was probably Roblox stuff, right next to CBW. So, and another one, it could be for some other kinds of field of sharks, and lighthouses, meteors, some unknown Asian thing around here for this thing, some space, galaxies, and other kinds of stuff. And there's probably nothing that could be able to be seen this whatever it goes. So that's everything around here for all of this thing, for something else. Better yet, I'm gonna be added a lot of stuff to do. Let me tell you something before we're gonna continue this video. I probably made this video for over 17 minutes to 18 minutes because I guess that Countryballs and other users' comic studio was owned by this thing as well, but I couldn't believe that I'm not actually pretty sure. The last clip is gonna be coming up around here for this one, and that says Countryballs and other studio users is owned by General LX, thanks to user of the studio for their OCs. Okay, that I just already said around here since the beginning of this video, so I'm probably sure that let's get back, and I wouldn't able to say around here I'm not gonna be going to the user comics anyways. There's a whole lot of communities out of here, and what you're gonna be expect to say that parents are might going to find you, but you still gotta keep it on privacy wherever you go. Hopefully the video will end shortly after we're gonna be talking about here from anything around here, since I probably added cookie run characters a little bit, since I added from the NPC cookies around here and other kinds of these guys as well. Well, for some kinds of characters like pancake cookie and strawberry crepe cookie, sitting on the wall, but I'm not sure. They're absolutely being sitting around here to be waiting each other. Even though I added villages on around here for this one, and this news around here for this thing as well. So I just definitely using that I eventually added Spectrum News of this logo, including a Roblox logo over here on that background, and some kind of a little bit for one of these things. But unlike Villager News, but this is absolutely where the news is going to be. Or something like very fictional for some sort of a custom news whatever that I just totally see. And the country backgrounds could be even necessary as anti-racism or some kind of that must be for one facism thing. Within combined soldiers and the South Park characters as of these characters for something over here for this one. But we probably sure this could be for the Prime Minister of Korea or some sort of this thing as well. Even though another one, there must be from the original character from this thing as well. It could be in other characters like these. It could be from the original South Park right next to this cookie over here and the American Dad over here for this guy. But I definitely seen things around here, and that could be Ollie North. Yep, I definitely put Ollie North over here for this country over here. But I'm not pretty sure. That would be pretty easy for some sort of a little bit all. And I definitely not pretty sure it goes for over 15 minutes, just like in the previous video. So definitely the link is going to be in the description. And totally that I just tried to find some news. It had took hours to find some other kinds of channels, but definitely that we're running a little bit late for something else. And probably that's all for today. Thanks for watching around here for this video. And of course, this is TC is going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later, of course.